I'm Ben Stockwell. Today I'm joined by Katie Pascale from the UAlbany Women's Lacrosse Program and the reigning America East Women's Lacrosse Offensive Player of the Week. Katie, you had 7 points in your team's 14-11 win over Bryant. Your team was down at the half, though, trailing at home. How did you guys turn it around the second half to come away with that big win in conference play?
Yeah, I think we really just took a reset at halftime and came back to our scout and our action plans for this second half. And our defense came out in second half and had a lot of stops. And I think that really gave us momentum in that second half to put some balls in the back of the net. But our draw team too just comes out every game and wins us possessions. And I think it's easier to create momentum that way. But yeah, they really started it for us on defense.
When you guys get those draws in a row, get those quick goals, how does it just kind of build the momentum and push that team forward?
Yeah, I think it's easier to create 2 and 3 goal swings that way, which really let us take off in that second half, and our draw team works so hard. Haley and Jill in the, face-off X, I think is just so huge. They work every day so hard, and they really do it every game for us.
You've literally played one of the top 10 toughest schedules in the country. Three of the four teams that were in the Final Four last year. What is, and five that are currently in the top 12. What has that been like? And just kind of challenging yourselves like that, and losing these games, but still competing and playing with them for long stretches of the time.
Yeah, I think it helped us learn a lot about ourselves and a lot about our weaknesses that we really need to work on because top 5 teams in the country are really going to exploit your weaknesses. They always have great coaching too, to really find out what we really rely on and they exploit it. So I think it helped us be more balanced going into America East play, I would say, and really buff out the rough edges that we sometimes didn't realize coming into the season that were found out when playing them. But I think we really worked hard in practice after those games and learned a lot from those games. And we really were starting to compete with them towards the end of that stretch and gaining some momentum into America East play. But it's always good. There's so much to learn from those teams.
Where do you think your team is really starting to hit its stride here now that you've won three straight conference games? Where are some areas that your team has really, picked up the pace and you feel is excelling pretty well?
Yeah, I think our defense had a little bit of a slow start, but they've really come to find their identity in the second half of the season. Um, yeah, and that just gives us so many more possessions and opportunities on offense, I think. And they've really come to be confident in the clear, confident on defense. They're getting a lot of cost turnovers back there. And it's awesome being able to be a part of that defensive unit as well as the offensive unit because I get to see them develop too and bring that momentum from defense to offense. But they've come so far because it's always tough on your confidence when you're playing a top 5 team in the country, but they've really stayed mentally tough and they've learned a lot, grown a lot. And now they're I would say, one of the toughest defenses now in the country.
For you individually, last year you had a great year individually. What are some things that you did over the course of, since the end of last season to improve your game and get better as an individual lacrosse player?
I think last year I really relied on a lot of great players that were older than me that ended up graduating, transferring, doing whatever now. But I really tried to develop my game and bringing up a lot of the underclassmen, and they've stepped into great roles. They're really leading now, I think, and making me look good, of course. I think Gracie McCauley has come into a big leadership position this year, and she's really stepping up. I think she had 6 goals last game. She's had a bunch of 5-goal games, but she's really come to lead for us, and I can really rely on her. And we're really, I think, a more well-rounded offense this year than we were last year. And having 7 threats on offense is always hard to defend, and I think that really helps me attack when they're worried about 6 other girls on the offensive end. When maybe last year we weren't as well balanced, but kind of made it work. But this year, I think we're really balanced. I think that really helps me. So.
Overall, what have you really enjoyed about this team this specific year?
I think we have a lot of personalities this year. And I love being around my team. I think that's kept me here for 4 years. They're just the best people ever. And they're from all across the country. There's Minnesota, California, Long Island, a lot of Central New York girls, but everyone just brings a different take. And it's just great time to be around so many connections on the field, off the field, that we can really come together. And I think we just bring that into lacrosse too, how connected we are. And we've really been able to be successful from it.
I really appreciate the time and best of luck down at UMBC this weekend.
Thank you.